friends, and welcome again to another Echocalypse video!
So finally we got Horus added to the game, and with her lore and story she completed the circle. We're still waiting for Guinevere and Mori, so the storyline will be there, and all the characters that we've seen except Taisi. I think she also Taisi or Taisi, I don't know how to spell her name, is also waited upon. And we have the Spring Glamour for Chiraha event has ended. Now, if you still have the coins, you can go and buy with them. As you see, I cleared all the coins and bought everything that I want to buy actually from here. So go and do that before it ends, so you can, so you don't miss on the coins, and they give you tribute coins instead of them. And we have the event of Horus, which is absolutely crazy, and the art is crazy here. I love this art so much. Actually, if this was the skin, or if you can rotate the skin to have her like this will be absolutely amazing. So let's talk about Horus. First of all, we got to the mall and we got her outfit. Absolutely stunning and fantastic outfit or skin. Absolutely glamorous and elegant. I love it. It's my favorite so far. It's my second or first favorite, actually. Griff, I love it so much. Now let's go and talk about her. Her banner. And we have her skills. Okay, so let's talk about her really quick. She's a DPS, she's a hyper carry as well. Not a normal carry, a hyper carry, because she will infinitely cast her ultimate, and I'll be talking about that. Why? She doesn't need anybody to recover energy. She doesn't need Audrey, she doesn't need Vivi, she doesn't need Levia for energy. I'll be talking about that. She's self-sustained as alone, and this is the best thing about her, because she doesn't reduce only rage, she sucks the rage of the enemy. It means she uses it for herself. She gets her energy back to herself. So let's talk about her first of all, Artifice. If you check how when you level her up to 7 stars, what you gain, she gained the best things that any carry you want to have on your lineup. She gets crit rate, damage bonus, hit rate, pierce, crit rate, crit damage, and block reduction, which is absolutely the most fantastic things that you want. She have hit rate, decent amount of crit and crit damage. She has pierce, so she goes through armor. And she has block reduction, so pierce, she goes through block, and block reduction, so she reduces the block on the enemies, so she can go through them again. Now her links with Bastet, of course, Nebu, and Bastet is another armor break unit. She goes 18% HP. With Garula, she gets 18% attack. And if you have Wajet and you have Panfan, you get an whopping 25% attack bonus on her, which makes her even deal more damage. Her attack is insane. With Baphomet as well, you're gonna get 18% more HP. Absolutely crazy. Now, if we check her skills or her passives skills, she improves all the Nebu armor by 10%, even if she's not deployed, and herself as well. And you get her to 4 stars and 6 stars. She's gonna get 10% and 10% attack for herself and the entire team. So that is absolutely nice. Now, let's talk about her first skill. Now, let me talk about her passive at the start of the battle. Before her first skill, her passive is the most important one, and we'll be talking about it right now. And she's different than the SEA and the JP versions. They told me that she's changed and she's buffed and she's even crazier than there she was good. There's other units that are better than her, as good as her, but here they made her even better than we expected. Now, why is she becoming top tier right now and not normal? She's not, let's say, she's not the best character in the game, but one of the best characters in the game. There's not specific best character in the game. If I want to say only 2 broken units in the game so far, we have Levia and we have Griff. Until we get another broken unit as them, I would say she is the closest one to be broken as them. And this is only because of her passive. Her passive is the craziest thing that I've seen in this game so far. At the start of the battle, she inflicts strip on the target in front of her, opposite of her. So in the opposite row. It means the front line and the back line, the 2 units in front of her, will be inflicted by strip. And this lasts for the entire battle. So for the entire battle, she will be reducing the rage and sucking it for herself, and she will be ulting or using her special skill non-stop. So the strip, before Horus takes her first action, she absorbs 1 rage from each target in the opposite row that has strip. She absorbs it. It means if they start with full rage, it means she can make any unit in front of her become useless. Like whom? Like Kiki, like Niz, like Aiken, like Pan, like Audrey. Any unit that starts with full energy. If you read any unit that starts with, let's say, where is Niz? So if you read her passive, her rage is full at the start of the battle. This will not be the case anymore. She will have 3 rage and 1 rage is missing, so she will do auto attack at the start. Even if they're stronger than you and they will not start with full rage. They will always start with 1 less rage. This is how broken her passive is. And I'm not talking about her passive is broken just because she does that, rage reduction. Rage reduction is one of the worst mechanics of this game. It's bad because all of the units that we have so far gives more rage or acquire more rage by their own. The good thing about it is that she sucks the rage for herself. So she starts with full rage always. So if you have her in front of these lineups, she's gonna start with full rage. Because she sucks the rage. 2 rage from 2 enemies, it means, and she starts with initial 2, so she's gonna have 4, and she's gonna hit them with an ultimate. Now, at tier 4 is the change. Okay, let's talk about Augment 6, because everybody will have Augment 6 in the end. So Augment 6, which is the free-to-play function to unlocking every passive for every character, it's the most free-to-play thing that the game have done. By the way, is the tier 6 on augmentations. And thank God it didn't go to, oh, at Augment 10, you're gonna get the extra thing. It's at Augment 6, which is achievable. I have all my units at Augment 6. Increase all allies attack by 20%, period. Her passive becomes increasing all the allies attack by 20% for the rest of the battle, which is absolutely insane. I didn't see any buff that will give you for the entire battle a buff that way, except Levia's buff that can be stacked up and up and up by reapplying and reapplying. If she misses the reapply by 2 rounds, it can restart to 0. But this one is 100% 20%, not more than 20%. You're gonna have a 20% buff for the entire battle. This is good for healers, for shielders. Shields are considered heals. If you go and read the logs when you finish a fight, like if you have Vivi, they will show that Vivi healed somebody or the allies, or she have a healing meter. This is the shields. The shields are considered healing because they add a layer, which is like an extra HP for your units, which is understandable. So Shiraha's shields are by attack. So 20% more attack, so her shields are thicker. 20% more attack to the healers, which ones like Audrey and Dina, they heal by their attack. So you will buff the healers as well. So she buffs everybody else on the lineup, which is absolutely good. And then she inflicts strips to the opponent, which lasts for the entire battle. And now the strip becomes, she removes 1, absorbs 1 rage at the start of the battle from both of them. And if the total rage absorbed is 4 or more, she absorbs 1 extra rage. She's crazy. She's crazy. It means when you absorb and it becomes more than 4 or more, not more than 4, just 4. When you hit 4 and more, she absorbs an extra rage. And this is not one time. This is not one time. If all the time she's absorbing and she's above 4, she will always absorb 1 extra rage. She will decimate the targets in front of her, so she needs to be shut down immediately. And one counter right now in the game that can counter her hard, and it's not our best option in the game, it's Nightingale, because you can put Nightingale anywhere on your lineup, and when she ultimates, she can silence her randomly, because she hits 4 random units, Nightingale. If you hit her, if you silence her, this is the way that you can do that. Zawa could work on her as well, but it's less consistent than Nightingale. So let's talk about her auto attack. So she deals physical damage equal to 88% of attack to a single row of enemies. That's good, actually, not bad, and inflicts one of the following debuffs on the targets. One of the following, and I'll be talking about every single one of them: bleed, armor break, or seal. Not for 1 round, for 2 rounds. And this is so important for 2 rounds. I'll be explaining why. So armor break, we know how armor break is busted, and now you can use her on a lineup against bossing because she applies armor breaks. That's 100% she's gonna apply armor break. There's not armor break, but she's gonna apply one of these 3 100%. There's no chance that they will not apply it. They will always she will always apply one of this. So against bossing, bleed is great and armor break is great. I don't know if seal work on bosses because it's control. It's a control effect, and bosses don't get control immunity. But it's a chance. It's a 33% chance to get either this or this or this. So armor break is great because it reduces resistance and reduces armor, so you can shred the enemy no matter what your magical or physical damage dealer. And as well, damage reduction by 10%. So the enemy that you're hitting will have a damage reduction of 10%. Then they will hit less for your lineup. Bleed takes debuff damage equal to 10% of max HP each round, not exceeding 200% of the applier's attack, and it ignores armor and resistance. So if it's on the boss, 10% of max HP. If the boss you hit you went to 6 round, like for level 6 or level 7 or level 8, the max HP of the boss will be crazy and big. So 10% will be chunky damage removing from the boss, but it will not exceed 200%. This unit is a bossing unit and a PvP strictly unit. For PvP, she's gonna be a game changer actually. But in story mode, you can use anything else. She's good in story mode. I'm not saying that she doesn't shine. She shines everywhere, actually. Just like Griff, just like Aiken. But in PvP, she just shut down somebody like Aiken. Somebody in front of her that has rage. She will just remove that rage from them, destroy their mechanic and tactic. So keep that in mind. And now we come here and read the seal. Action has a 10% chance to fail. What does that mean? It means whatever they're gonna do, they're not gonna do it by 10%. Now these rates increase. When you have another star on her, it will be 12%, I think, or more. I didn't know, I didn't check it yet, but this increases with the starring level when you star her up. So seal is like freeze, is like stun for 2 rounds. They will deal no action, no auto attack, no super, no nothing. They skip their turn. This is how seal is good on her if you can get the seal. So you have 33.33333 chance to inflict seal on 2 units that multiplied by 50, by half, and it's 10% to have that. So it's really low, but it's game changing if it happens. So keep that in mind. Now, let's talk about her ultimate. Her ultimate is one of the cool ultimates in the game because she deals damage if you're not at full rage, not full HP. Doesn't depend on HP or attack. If you're not on full rage, you're gonna take extra damage. So she deals 250% of physical damage, even better than Winnow. I think Winnow is the closest one for physical damage. Let's check really quick. Is Winnow here? Yes, Miss Winnow is here. And Winnow's ultimate is 247%. So she's the best one because how much was it? It's the same, the exact same. My bad. They're the same as physical damage. She hits hard like a truck, just like Winnow. 247% of physical damage to a single row of enemies. In addition, physical damage equal to 100% of attack. It means 100% of the damage that she's doing to the targets that have less than 4% or 4 rage, which is absolutely crazy. It means the units in front of her will get that. They're gonna get shredded if they're less than 4 rage, which is absolutely crazy. I find it really good with her kit. This is the perfect passive for the perfect skill. Works perfectly. So, at 3 stars, the damage inflicted on targets carrying a debuff is increased by 30%. So, more than when you get her to 30 stars, it gets 180% attack for targets that have less than 4 rage. If they have a debuff, and they will have a debuff on them, it's the seal that she applies from the start of the battle for the units in front of her, they will 100% take 30% more damage. So this is absolutely crazy. The pinnacle point where you want to have her, if you're a low spender or you're free to play and you accumulated some summons and you want to summon a carry that works for you and for long term and good and can counter every single meta and work with every single meta, it's her. Because she works with debuffs. And every unit, every meta will have something to work with debuffs. You have the freeze meta, which is a debuff. Burn meta, a debuff. Armor break, bleed, shock, whatever it is, it's a debuff. And she works with them, which is absolutely crazy. This is why she's a universal unit that can work on every single lineup. And on the burn lineup, she will be amazing as well because they all have debuffs. On burn, all the enemies have debuffs. So she will be like, yummy, yummy, like eating sushi. So let's talk about her 7 stars. At 7 stars, not only that she will get increase 100% on units that have a debuff, this skill has additional 50% attack bonus, which is crazy. More attack, so 300 attack, 50 attack, and 100% increased damage to the units that have a debuff, which is absolutely make her shred units and deal a lot of damage. Now here they said the damage debuffs are everything: attributes, debuffs, abnormal effects, control effects, and negative effects. Which means any kind of debuff. If it's hit resistance, if it's armor break, bleed, stun, any type of debuff, confusion, whatever they create in the future, this will be considered a debuff. Anything negative or anything that is not good on the other unit, whatever it is, it will be considered a debuff. Which makes her a unit that you need to consider. If you're starting the account now, and if we don't have... is Aiken still here? Aiken is not here. If you're starting the account now and if you want to pick somebody, pick 1 copy of Wajet because Wajet works perfectly with her. Wajet will increase the durations of debuffs. It means armor, armor break, bleed, and seal will be increased by her. Now let's talk about her weapons. Her weapon, King of the World, absolutely a must-have. You cannot play this unit without her weapon. I will repeat, her weapon is a must-have so you don't suffer with the Chimera rolls and your gears set up. So, whenever an ally case take an action, Horus crit rate and crit damage is increased by 5 stack up to 3 times. After taking an action, all the stacks are removed, which is not bad. So she starts with nothing, okay, if she's the starter unit. She hits her skills, blah blah blah, then another unit goes, 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 another unit goes. 100% you're gonna stack up. So she starts her action with full stacks. Hit the unit. It means this is always it will not take an action or it's removed. It doesn't matter. She will always have full stacks of crit rate and crit damage hitting the opponent whenever she gets her turn. So keep that in mind. Unless everybody are stunned on your lineup, then she's gonna get these. This is the only condition, which is absolutely ridiculous. You're not gonna have that unless they give us an elemental that freezes everybody or stuns everybody, and the unit is freezing and stunning everybody on your lineup. Then we can talk about this. So the pinnacle point to get this is 3 stars. If you want to build her up to be your main carry, you need her weapon to 3 stars. I don't care about her. Get her at 0 stars, get her weapon to 3 stars, then continue building stars on her. Her weapon is the most important aspect of her. So she gains, stacks up 5 times, so 7 by 5 now. But the best thing about it is at the start of the battle, increase Horus hit rate by 20% for the entire battle. It can't be removed. So she will not miss her attacks, which is the most crucial thing in the... What breaks and makes your lineup is the hit rate. Many people are suffering from this, are losing many things in events, suffering, retrying every single time, Nebulous Nightmare, blah blah blah, whatever, because low hit rate. They're depending on having crit rate, crit damage, and attack and damage bonus, and forgetting all about pierce and hit rate. Here you have it. She has crit rate built on her own, crit damage built on her own, hit rate built on her own. Go and build her Chimera on attack, pierce, a little bit of hit rate if you want, but you can build it all on all on attack and all on damage. Nobody will blame you if you have her at 3 stars with her weapon. Her weapon is the most important aspect, keep that in mind. If I want to build her as my main unit, I will build her weapon to 3 stars, even if she's at 0 stars, then I will build her on 1 star, 2 star, 3 stars. Keep that in mind. Copies of her are not that important as much as her weapon is important. You need to understand this. So her leisure, and her leisure is also so important that it's crazy. It's crazy to me. So this is Horus. Here she is with Bastet. Her ever victorious, one of the best skills in the game, and it's removing the shields. So before the first action of each round, she clears 10% of the target's shield. The amount of the shield cleared, of course, doesn't exceed 100% of the attack, which is not the case. You will always build her on attack, so she will always clear the 10%, which we're talking about, and it goes up to 50%. Our meta is now full energy. She counters that. Our meta is true damage, because she reduces rage, so they can't deal that much true damage, Fenriru and Griff, and hit your targets and eliminate you really quick. So she counters that. And shields with Vivi, Pampan, and Chiraha. She reduces shields. So here you have it, a unit that can counter all of the past units that created the meta of the Levia, Chiraha, Vivi, and Audrey at the same lineup with Pan and 2 hyper carries. Now she can counter that. Absolutely fantastic unit. Absolutely fantastic unit. Again, I say she's not better than Griff, but her function does serve different functionality than Griff. She's not better than Aiken. She serves a different functionality. But if she's in face of Aiken, if Aiken is straight up in the line in front of her, she will destroy Aiken. Aiken will deal 0 damage the entire battle. She will not ramp up, except if you're lucky, if she's proccing the rage for herself, which we can read. Where is it? It's her passive, I think. No, it's her auto attack. So 50% chance to restore 1 rage, and if you get her to 4 stars to store 2 rage, then she might ultimate when she gets the turn. But every turn she gets, 1 rage will be deducted from her because Horus is in front of her. So keep that in mind. Don't play Aiken at the start of the battle. Play her backline or somewhere that she doesn't get in front of Horus. Play a unit that in front of Horus doesn't need that much of rage, and she can survive a little bit longer, which is Griff. Play Griff in front of Horus. Griff will shut down Horus. And yeah, that was it for the video. Let me know about your ideas. Let me know about your testing. If you summoned her, what happened with you, and how good she is for your lineup. And yeah, I'll be seeing you in the next one.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't, we thank you for watching. And as always, stay frosty. Peace.